Welcome to Candyland, the San Diego Architectural Foundation's Built Environment Education Program's presentation of Buckminster Fuller's fascinating world of geodesic domes. We'll show you how to make geodesic domes using gumdrops and toothpicks. But first, here is Danielle Lopez Perez to give us some insight into Mr. Fuller's world.
Hello, everybody. My name is Daniel Lopez Perez, and I'm faculty member at the Department of Art, Architecture, and Art History at the University of San Diego. I am delighted today to have been invited to introduce to you Buckminster Fuller by the San Diego Architectural Foundation and its Built Environment Educational Program. Buckminster Fuller, as we see in this cover of Time magazine, was prolific. He was an inventor, he was an engineer, a mathematician, an author, a creative force, of which we are this year celebrating the 125th anniversary of his birth, or his 125th birthday, and the publication of my book, Buckminster Fuller, Pattern Thinking. And what the book spends time thinking about, and I want to encourage you as you build your models to think about that space between the patterns we see and how do we think about them. The patterns we build and the patterns that exist in nature, and how do we conceive of them. Buckminster Fuller spent a long time both creating new patterns and at the same time thinking about them, thinking about the patterns we build with the patterns that exist in the world and our capacity to understand the space between both. And for Fuller, it all starts by zooming out, zooming way out and understand the limit of our environment and the limit of our Earth. He was famous for calling Earth Spaceship Earth, this small planet traveling around in the cosmos, meaning we're all together. The repercussions of what we do on one end affect everyone. As we zoom into our majestic Earth, we see patterns all around us. And Fuller was very preoccupied in understanding the relationship between the patterns we see in nature and our capacity to imagine and build new patterns, like bubbles in the beach, and also all the way in to the molecular structure of natural forms. What are those relationships? Can we learn from them? Can the patterns of the things we build mimic the patterns of the things we see in nature? He also invited us to make our own models of Earth. In the same way you're making small models of geodesic structures, he encouraged us to zoom out and think of these as ways to understand our Earth and our occupation in it. He invited us to think about our place in this majestic Earth and to act accordingly. Think globally, act locally. And he was also, like you are, learning in making these models, very interested in others to learn about these relationships. He was very much a teacher who was always making models for others to learn and then for others to share that knowledge. In the same way that you're building these small structures, you can teach others about their magnificence and help others build them too. Architecture, he said, is not a noun, but rather it is a verb. You're doing, you're creating enclosures with your models. Fuller was encouraging us to do rather than just name passively. He also, of course, besides drawing, he modeled the same model you're building with his students, sometimes very small with the surfaces of blinds, and other times really, really big without knowing if these models would stand up. These were true experiments that sometimes were at the scale of a shelter and of a single person, and Other times were slightly larger with semi-transparent materials. That could be a house, could be a restaurant, it could be a gathering place. And like you are experimenting with your models, the students were experimenting with the different geometries that could make this possible, all the way up to imagining these patterns at the scale of the globe. And he assembled in a number of universities big spheres that resembled global maps, and the map of the globe at scale where one would be able to project images. And here we see the clearest manifestation of the relationship between these patterns and the lines, and the possibility that these lines could be as small as a shelter, could be as medium size as a public space, but could also be understood as a model from which to understand our relationship in the earth. He encouraged us to always see ourselves in relation to the whole and always zoom out and figure out what our part within this big whole really is. So I encourage you, as he taught us, to zoom out and to look. And as we build our models, as we reflect upon these patterns, to look out in the world and see if you can find some of them. Thank you.